What's going on YouTube? You already know today in this video I will be doing a high table fade. First, I would like to give a shout out to my boy Dante, man. You know what I'm saying? He comes to me every week for a haircut because, you know what I'm saying, he knows I'm the best in the neighborhood. But with further ado, let's just get back into this haircut. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by brushing or combing the hair to its, you know what I'm saying, the desired length where you comb it. Because you don't want to just get nobody's hair and just start cutting it without combing it. You have to study the hair before you cut the hair. I just want to let you guys know all my haircut tutorials are actually the same, but in this particular tutorial, I'm cutting this hair against the grain with a 1.5 because I'm starting the debulk section. That's why I want to start the haircut at. So I cut all the way up to the parietal ridge, and make sure you get all them fine hairs because you will notice if I'm cutting my client's hair, I'm using a comb to push the braids or the dreads back so I can have enough room to feed my teeth and my clippers to, you know what I'm saying, get every piece of hair that I see that don't want to come off. Then I will come back and debulk that section again. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just stick around. Then I come back in with my Supreme trimmers. They're made by Vader. And one thing about these trimmers, they run 210 minutes. So you have a lot of battery life. But with that being said, I put the first initial guideline in with them. And you know what I'm saying? I always start your haircut off neat because like I always say in all my tutorials, if you start it off neat, it will end neat. So stick around long enough because, you know what I'm saying, this haircut will be smoked. I'm not really a big fan of using the foil shavers after I make my first initial guideline because I see that the trimmers, they made the ball line as bald as I want it. But for YouTube purposes, I just want to, know what I'm saying, just add this little portion on the video. But it's your decision whether you want to use the foil shavers depending on how close your trimmers get when you make that first initial guideline. But yeah, with that being said, let's just get back into the video and enjoy it. And for the most part, this is a very simple tutorial. I do all my haircuts the same. Even if you want a bald fade, I start the haircut off just like that. But all the haircuts start off the same. With that being said, man, look, check this out. I take my Babyliss Pro clippers and I open them up, no guard, and I go up 1/4 inch or an inch. Yeah, I kind of decide on how far to take the second initial guideline so I can have enough fading room and enough adjustment for my clippers. But with that being said, man, just make your second initial guideline with the blades open so you can have enough room to start the fade down process. And I fade in sections as you notice on all my videos. I make the first initial guideline, open the blade up, and then I go up 1 inch or 1/4 inch, and I start to, you know what I'm saying, feather that line out because, you know what I'm saying, I just want to work with that little section so I can jump to my primary section. So let's just check it out and see how it turned out. Then I come back with the 1.5 guard because, you know, on the first beginning of the video, you seen when I cut the hair down with the 1.5. Now I'm actually debulking with the 1.5. Why am I keep on saying 1.5? Oh, I know why. Because I just want to keep on reminding you guys of what guard I'm using. But yeah, let's get back into this. I'm just actually debulking with the 1.5 so I can come back with the following guard and start to feather that line out. For the most part, I really don't use my Andes Masters when I'm recording videos. I only use them, you know what I'm saying, when I'm not recording. But with that being said, you know what I'm saying, I just actually use them when I'm like you know what I'm saying, doing detail or, you know what I'm saying, debulking. But let's just get back into this haircut. The first thing I do, remember I had went down debulking with the 1.5. So I put my one magnetic guard on my Endless Masters and I open them. And the thing that I'm doing right now, I'm just feeding my blade underneath the 1.5 to lighten that line up. And then I'm adjusting as needed. So I'm in the open positioning and I'm in the closed position with my number one guard on my Endless Masters. So I'm starting to faint that line out so I can come back with the next guard. Now I have my zero guards on my Endless Master. The only thing I'm doing right now is just actually using the corners to, you know what I'm saying, compress that fade as in one. Then I will come back and just do minor detail work underneath it. The only thing I'm doing right now is just feathering out so I can come back with the next step. All right, guys, now I took my zero guard off. Now, just straight blade. Remember to always use the corners, and as you notice, I'm combing the hair as I, you know what I'm saying, do the little detail work because, you know what I'm saying, I just want to, it's like I'm using a comb to measure where my fade stop at after I took out my zero guard. If you don't understand what I'm saying, kind of rewind the video and you'll understand it more. But I'm just using my comb like a measuring tool so I can just know where my fade started. But remember to always do details, even though it looks like you don't need to do details, still do it because, you know what I'm saying, this separates you from other barbers. Now I come back with my number one guard. I'm actually, you know what I'm saying, just doing a little minor detail. It's not nothing much to do. I'm just making sure everything, you know what I'm saying, flows together as in one because, you know, if you do one side this way, you want to turn around and make sure the other side going to match this side. So whatever side you're working on first, remember to always stay on that side and do much as you can because when you get on the other side, remember you want the other side to turn out like this side or a little bit better. Try to, you know what I'm saying, compete on both sides to see what side would make, you know what I'm saying, what side would look better. But at the end of the day, the haircut should be fresh no matter what. This side is the same exact way than the other side because, you know, you have to make it match if you want it to look good, you know what I'm saying? So what I did, I got my Vader trimmers and I made my first initial guideline. And like I said, on the other side, make sure that you have everything clean and neat because I always start a haircut off neat. Now, well, earlier I had, after the Vader trimmers, I grabbed my foyer and I cleaned that area up because, you know what I'm saying, I just want to come back with the next step, which is my Babyliss Pro clippers. And I opened the guard up, no guard, straight blade, and I made my second initial guideline with the blade open. And now you see me doing a little adjustment work. Like I said earlier, I just want to work in sections because, you know, I don't just like to fade up and fade down. I just want to do everything as one. And now you see me, like I said earlier again, I grabbed the 1.5 and started to debulk so I can come back with the next guard. And I started, you know what I'm saying, with the number one open and I adjust as needed. And you know what I'm saying, it's just a fade down process. And right now what you see now, I have my zero guard on and I'm just taking out that one that I was adjusting with earlier to make the fade, you know what I'm saying, compress as in one. But you can see the fade is being built right here as we speak because, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. So, you know what I'm saying, you want to build that fade in a day, you feel me? Now I'm just actually doing the detail work with the, yeah, that's the number one. I'm adjusting the number one into the parietal ridge area because, you know, I just want that to fall as one full haircut. Now, if you really look at this side and look at the other side, they look exactly alike. But with that being said, let's fast forward the back part until we get up to the edge up. Okay, now guys, now I'm about to get ready to edge my client up. Big shout out to Dante for coming through, like I said in the first beginning of the video. But like I said, you want to just comb and separate the hair from the braids or the hair from the dreads, because you don't want to cut into anything, because he's trying to save much as he can at the top anyway. With that being said, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to mistake cut into a dread or a braid. But yeah, with that being said, let's just get into it. I'm gonna take the number 1 open, and I'm gonna go and knock out the first, section of the hair, and make sure everything, cuts evenly, because you don't want to just leave a couple of dark spots, because I used to be known for leaving dark spots when I'm preparing the edge up. And remember to get that brush and everything, and make sure everything, falls in place. After I use the brush, I grab my Tresemme holding spray and I spray the edge up, and then I fall behind that with the blow dryer to, freeze the edge up. Because once you put Tresemme between the skin and the hair, that right there will make that ash mark, so your edge up could be crispy. And as you notice, them trimmers are hidden. Now, I got them out the box, they was already hidden, but I kind of like adjusted the blade back a little bit, because they was actually too sharp when I first bought them. So they was hidden, but they was like biting my clients. So I had to go back and adjust the blades, and just bag up out the blade by like a hair or probably a meter. And just look at the side view without the enhancements. But he wanted enhancements, he gonna get enhancements. And one more time, big shout out to Dante, man, for, coming out, supporting this boy. And yeah, let's just get into the video and see how it turned out. Alright guys, if you stuck around long enough and you seen the first beginning of the video, this is how my client came in. Like I said, big shout out to Dante for pulling up on this boy. This is exactly how he came in, and this is exactly how he looked when he left out. So if you stuck around long enough, man, please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and just let your boy know that you're a loyal subscriber, man, because every day or every other day, I'm gonna try to drop as much content as I can, to keep my, clients happy. And not only my clients, but my subscribers and everything. So big shout out to everybody. And you can also follow me on Instagram at black_prince79, and at TikTok at your TikTok barber1. But with that being said, man, look at their haircut, man. Look at that fade. I mean, there's nothing like it. I mean, I separate myself from other barbers. But with that being said, may God bless.